This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
It is 10:07 at WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast. And we are on Real Estate Sales Talk with a very hardworking lady and then a guy who goes up to Hiawassee, Georgia. Not so sure about these two.
It was a team trip. It was a team trip meeting with Mom. So, yeah, I got team approval on that one.
Oh, you can write it off.
Of course.
Oh, well, that's a whole different story.
I got a lot of text messages while he was gone. Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you... Sure. Absolutely. Just keep drinking beer.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. It was definitely fun visiting with Mom and Dad and the family. And so that was definitely a fun time. But, yeah, the work was here waiting for me when I got back. And it's been a very busy week. We got some really exciting news. We took a great listing. Christine, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about this amazing new waterfront listing we took?
Yes, I have this beautiful new listing. It's a waterfront ocean access listing in White City. So the Fort Pierce area, beautiful, right there on the Indian River or St. Lucie River. Oh my goodness, I have to stop saying that. So this listing, it's 2310 Sweetwater Drive, and it is located in a gem of a community. It's an intimate little 9-home gated community along the St. Lucie River in White City. The property is a must-see. It's going to go fast. It's $799.9. You can contact me, Christine Stonecipher, or Chris MIRET with the MIRET team to learn more about this amazing opportunity. It's a colonial-style home.
It's got like an old-fashioned porch, right?
It does. Wrap-around porch. Oh, so we say so it's cool. Colonial meets tropical because the backyard is just amazing. You're not going to want to hang out anywhere else but the backyard. It's got a beautiful tiki bar.
Huge tiki bar with a 4-person bar right on the river. TV, couches, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's got a preserve that's owned by the Audubon directly across the waterway, so it's nice and private. Oak trees line the driveway. Mossy oak trees. It's just unbelievable. Just under 3/4 of an acre of lot in the county, so you get to enjoy those county taxes on top of everything else. So it's an amazing property.
Yeah, they really have done a nice job with the property, and a lot of upgrades throughout. Wood flooring, beautiful kitchen. I mean, the garage is amazing. I think it's 16-foot ceilings.
Yep.
They have a separate laundry.
In a garage?
Yeah. He has a paddleboard that's standing upright, and it's 13 feet, and there's plenty of room above it. So it's pretty incredible. Wow. It's a very unique property.
Yes, it definitely is. It's definitely a gem, and it's a hidden gem because so many people don't know about these little pockets in White City, which is so nice. So you get the best of both worlds. You're right there close to everything, but yet you're in your own tropical paradise.
Like in the middle of nowhere. That's great.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's quiet.
Jump in your boat and hit the ocean, and yeah, you could just cruise up and down the beautiful river.
And what I really like about it, it's so nicely located, to your point, Chris, easy access to US 1 and to the 95 corridor. So right across from Central High School, which the new Central, beautiful campus. Actually, the owner was telling me that she goes over there and rides her bike around. I guess it's a beautiful ride throughout that campus. I know. Didn't know this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So anyways. All right.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and catch everyone up on some latest statistics through the multiple listing. In Port St. Lucie, year to date, our absorption rate, that's what we use as realtors to determine whether we're in a seller's market or a buyer's market. What that means is the amount of inventory currently right now on the market, if no new listings came on the market as of today, how many months worth of inventory do we currently have? A healthy market is 4 months. That's basically the cross line where it would shift. Anything more than 4 months, you start getting close to a buyer's market. Anything less is a seller's market.
That's
what
interesting.
Do you think we are, Greg? Where do you think we are, buyer or seller market right now?
Oh, I would think buyer's market.
We are actually in a strong seller's market right now.
Seller's market, okay.
2.89 is the absorption rate, meaning we have 2.89 months of inventory right now in Port St. Lucie. To put that in context, last year at this time, we had 1.17 months worth of inventory. So we're up 147% as far as inventory, but we're still under that threshold of 4 months. So it is still a seller's market. And yes, we're in a much more healthy real estate market now for buyers than we were before. You don't have 20 offers waiting for you on every listing that you have. So it gives the first-time home buyers, the VA buyers, the FHA buyers, now you're able to get your offers presented and, more importantly, accepted now, whereas a year ago it was pretty much cash offers or extremely large down payments.
Yeah.
So that's what we're seeing. And as far as the list price right now, our median list price in Port St. Lucie is $406,165. So we're up 1.8% over last year. And the important number is the median sales price. We're at $380,000, which is up 3.12% over last year. So we're still gaining momentum. We're still positive. Other parts of the country, they're starting to see declines in sales prices. South Florida is still going strong.
Yeah, so in Martin County, our absorption rate is 3.19, so a little higher than as far as the inventory in Martin County, but still a healthy market if you're selling. So it's still a good time to list and sell with the MIRET team, right, Teresa? Of course. And the medium list price is $420. So actually, we're closing the gap there between St. Lucie and Martin, which I think is interesting and telling. Median sales price is $390. So again, very close to St. Lucie. Yeah, it's getting a lot closer. So.
Well, and of course, this building you're in, hopefully next time, we see Teresa again, might be back in Port St. Lucie. Who knows?
That would be nice for all of us.
You never know. It's possible. Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. Speaking of Port St. Lucie and Fort Pierce, there's a lot going on in St. Lucie County, right? Tremendous amount of growth. We talked last week about how many people are moving into the area. I think, what are we, almost 1,000 people a day?
Per day. Yeah, that's what the statistics are saying.
I have to look at Chris and make sure I'm saying that right, because that just is mind-blowing. So a lot going on in our county. So no better guest to have this morning with us than Teresa Aronson, who is the CEO and president of the St. Lucie County Chamber. So welcome, Teresa.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yes. Thanks for joining us.
It's funny you should mention that. I was actually just talking with Michelle Franklin, our property appraiser, this morning, and she said we have 21,000 brand new voters in the area since the last time we cast a vote, which was not too long ago, about a year for a special election.
Yes.
So we are growing leaps and I think we are officially the 7th largest, but probably pretty closer to the 6th largest populated city in Florida. It's crazy.
Yep. Who would have ever thought that little Port St. Lucie, St. Lucie County, that we're growing at that clip, and we have so much more room for growth, which makes it very exciting.
Yeah. If we keep expanding out west, I guess Okeechobee's the limit, as they say. The sky's the limit for us, Okeechobees.
Okeechobee's the hard limit to the west.
Okeechobee's the limit, yeah.
Absolutely, and I know.
But maybe not so. I mean, if Okeechobee County has been flirting to have us send utilities out that way, we can go all the way to the lake. You never know.
Well, actually, it's funny you should mention that, because I've been trying to tell people, I keep raising the red flag. The county is looking at expanding the urban services district, which is where you can, all the way to the Okeechobee County line, which means all that land out west is going to have access to services. So it's one of those things where you say, if you build it, they will come. Mm-hmm. And so I think if we will give it water, it will grow.
And grow and grow and grow.
Well, and the school board, broke ground for Tradition High School.
Yes.
There is yet another high school that's going to be further west.
Yeah.
And the one we just broke ground at, I was fortunate enough to speak at that groundbreaking the other day. There's very limited access. You got to go way out to Glades Cutoff, and you can only get there from Martin County Highway
Okay.
or Midway
Yeah.
Road.
Right.
But the plan is to have 2 roads, Becker and Village Green, get out there eventually. But right now, they broke ground on the high school, but you're going to have a hard time getting there.
Yeah. I know I sold a home off a range line in the air park over the Treasure Coast
yeah.
Air Park, and it's amazing how close it is. You could see downtown Tradition from range line.
Yeah.
It's like if we just have one little road right there, and I know it's been talked about for a while, so they are talking about Becker and not Tradition.
Oh, yeah, it's planned.
It's going to be Becker Road,
Yeah.
not Gatlin. Okay, because I heard mixed versions of that expansion.
Becker Road will be
Okay.
going through, but they both will. Village Parkway and
Okay,
yeah.
excellent.
Well, is Crossroads going to go out all the way out?
Crosstown.
Crosstown?
So that one is not immediately on the horizon, but it will happen as well. But they've got
Sure.
a new development out
Yes.
there at that corner, so I suspect it will happen sooner rather than later too.
Absolutely. It's
when
amazing.
the new builders come in,
Yes.
they're tasked with building the access roads.
Right.
So it behooves them to get them done.
Yes.
So if there's people that want to buy houses,
Yep.
the builders will build a road to them.
Yes, it's amazing how that works. I live in Verano, which is right off Crosstown, so I'm seeing our second back gate is right along where the new construction is, and it is amazing, just seeing all this new construction along the Tradition corridor. And, can you tell us a little bit about some of the big projects that have happened or recently upcoming that's happening in Tradition right now?
So I do sit on the Economic Development Council board, but this is definitely Pete Tesch's territory. I mean, I do
Yep.
have some information though,
Sure.
but I wouldn't hang my hat on my information.
Sure,
as
that's
much as
fine, but you got-
I would, Pete. But there are some great projects out there. We have Cheney Brothers
Yep.
is
Yeah.
just about got their CO. I think they're very close, and
Wow.
Oculus, which is a business that is currently operating out of a couple spaces in the industrial park in St. Lucie West, is
Okay.
building their large building so they can combine there. That should be it's on its way. So there's a lot of, actually there's very few acreage left out in Southern Groves, which
Right.
is sort of our jobs corridor. It's pretty much sold out at this point.
Right.
And the CRA manager at the city, Jen Davis, she used to be with Wes McCurry, who's now moved over to the Economic Development Council.
Okay.
Because Southern Groves is pretty built out for the
It's
city of Port St. Lucie.
Unbelievable.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
How long has that taken? It's less than 5 years, isn't it?
Right, and it was a 20-year plan.
God.
And it happened in a blink of an eye, like 5-6 years, right? It was crazy. It happened so fast. And I think unexpectedly fast.
Yes.
But we had some great partners. Richard Tamboni did a great job out there, and Mattamy Homes took over the CDDs. And
Right.
so you're getting a lot of services, and it just got really crazy built out. And then our need for some alternative housing apartments, that sort of
Right.
stuff.
Absolutely. I saw that there's a new 55 and older apartment complex that is now starting to take leases. So it's just unbelievable, the new developments that are going on, a lot of them geared to the 55 plus communities, and the amenities in these communities are just fantastic. It's resort quality all the way through with the pickleball resort pools. It's really exciting to see all this quality developments happening here right in our neighborhoods.
All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back.
Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Christine with the MIRET team of Keller Williams Realty.
Looking for a knowledgeable and trustworthy real estate agent? Look no further than the MIRET team.
With 28 years experience and over 3,000 satisfied clients, we are committed to helping you navigate the complex real estate market.
The MIRET team is the perfect partner for all of your home buying and selling needs.
Contact us for a free home market evaluation or visit our website, miretteam.com. That's MIRETTEAM.com.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Welcome back to Sales Talk with Chris and Christine, or Christine and Chris, I should correctly say.
Yeah.
Let's be
Luckily-
polite here.
Absolutely. So we're the MIRET team. If anyone's looking for great realtors, we have a fantastic track record, 28 years of experience. over 3,000 satisfied clients. So we have the experience to, whether you're looking to buy or sell, please reach out. You can reach me at 772-201-9115.
Or you can reach me, Christine Stonecipher, at 772-971-7111. Also, our website is miretteam.com. That's 2 T's, MIRETTEAM. Okay.
Perfect.
So, we are here with Teresa Aronson. She is the CEO of the St. Lucie County Chamber, and Teresa and I go way back, 2004. So let's do quick math. It's morning math, okay? So that's what, 20 or 19 years?
Yes, one. I always go to the even number.
Yes.
2024 will be 20, so it's one less than that. So 19 years. Yeah,
You were
19
both
years.
teenagers.
Yeah, we were fresh out of
High
middle
school.
school. Yeah.
Let's get our story
Is
straight,
any good?
Teresa.
I know. I think we failed. Nobody's going to believe us now because. And it's funny because I feel like I don't remember anybody calling you Christine, but on occasion, Christine, and you were always
Yes.
Christine at work, but really,
I was
Chris and
always Chris, really.
Yeah.
So when Chris and I got together, I had to change back to Christine.
I know you had to go back to the formal because
My
it was
birth
always
name.
Chris.
My
Yeah.
mother was so excited.
Oh,
She
yes.
did not like when I referred to why would you take such a beautiful name?
and shorten it.
Shorten it,
Yeah.
So
That all being said, Christine and I did go to high school together, and I knew her
did?
growing up. Yeah, so we dated in high school. Then we took a little bit of a gap. We did our lives, and then we
three-decade
reconnected.
gap.
Couple
2 years.
kids and yeah.
Yeah, a little bit happened in between, and then we reconnected, and we both agreed that Christine would be the name going forward. Makes it a lot easier now that we work together.
Or he could be Christopher.
yeah, well, he is when I'm aggravated.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Or I'm in trouble with
Yes,
mom.
yes. Where did you guys go to high school?
John Carroll.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you grew up here.
Yes, born and raised.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, so few of us are.
I know.
Yeah, I'm a transplant from Boston originally, right outside of Boston. Came down when I was 4, so we moved here when in 1977. So I got to see the growth. It was 2-lane roads on Port St. Lucie Boulevard and Prima Vista when we came, no Publix, and so now we're at 240,000 people in the population. It's just mind blowing, seeing where we're at.
We did have a business though, our very first small business in Port St. Lucie before it was Port St. Lucie. It's always a trivia question. I sit on the Historical Society too.
Hold on. Very first.
I know
On
Greg
US
knows.
1.
On
Yep.
US. Well, hold on.
A family-owned business that is still held by the same family today.
Well, wasn't
Johnny's
Corner.
No, it's just
Nope.
A little further south.
A little further.
I knew
south.
Greg would know.
Oh, wait a minute, but it's not.
Shell Bazaar.
The Shell
my
Bazaar.
Okay. God,
Shell
that's
Bazaar was the
good.
very first.
That
business.
is good.
It was literally
I should've
the
known that.
only thing between Fort Pierce and Martin County
Okay.
for so long, and the Williams family. I think they put that in the early '60s or late '50s, I think it is. And Christine Williams, their daughter, still runs it today.
Oh, how exciting.
It's amazing.
Big shout out to
Yeah.
them. That is fantastic. That's a great trivia question that I will be stealing, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yes. So Teresa and I worked together back. You started in 2004 at Scripps.
I did.
Back, we both worked for media. Teresa was in the circulation department,
Yep.
generating sales on subscriptions. You know that piece
A
of
what?
paper that you
Yeah.
have to walk down to the.
I think I
bottom of
saw a
your driveway?
newspaper in the museum the other day.
Yes. So that is why I now work at the chamber.
Yes.
So it was tough. I was literally in charge. So Christine was in charge of selling ads for the paper, and her rate of what she could charge by ABC standards was based on how many newspapers I could sell. So no pressure. And it was a dying art even back then. We kind of knew this is not going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Back in 2004, let's see, Craigslist came in and just annihilated my classified franchise
Yep.
around 2000. I think 2006 was my banner year, and it was all downhill from there. It just was crazy when the .coms came into the picture. It just wiped out. So there still are people that read print, okay? So I am going to say that because I loved what I did, and what I love about marketing and advertising is it fits so well into what I do now because we're connecting buyers and sellers, right? So, but people do still read print. It's a certain audience, right? It's people, the traditional.
90 plus is the demo.
It's certainly not, much lower than
No,
that.
it's not much. Yes, but so the .coms came in, wiped out our circulation. Our advertising was challenged with a result of that, and then we had to figure out how to pivot into the .com space, which was newspapers they tend to move very slowly, like at a snail's pace.
Yeah, well,
right?
and then it was still owned by Scripps.
It was.
At that point, so it was a huge machine, beyond us. In fact, we had all 4 pubs here on the Treasure Coast and the Naples newspaper.
We did. Yeah.
And I remember I was the circulation sales manager for the Indian River Press Journal, the News Tribune, the Stuart News, and the Jupiter Courier. And I remember taking a minivan trip over to Naples with Becky Freeman and
back in the day.
Janice from
Yes,
HR. And
Janice
I
Green.
could see the writing on the wall. I was going to have to take over Naples too. And I thought, this is going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I made a lot of trips across Alligator Alley, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we worked together at Scripps, and then Teresa moved on to the Chamber, and we were always very involved with the Chamber, obviously. I served on the board. The Chamber does a lot of good work within the community, which we're going to get into. We're going to have to break here shortly for the news, so we'll hold on that. But I know that Teresa and I worked together. I always thought she did an amazing job. And
thank you.
yes, and so we've continued to keep in touch and, just to see all the work that Teresa and her team does for our local communities.
Thanks.
I mean, it's amazing. It's really important. So
Yes,
we
it is.
do need to get into the Chamber and the benefits of being a Chamber member, whether you're just starting out in business or you've been in business, and networking and the possibilities that networking brings to your business and the growth of your business, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to talk a little bit about your team, some of your team members?
So, we are a not-for-profit, right? So we're a 501c6. We're not charitable, but we are a nonprofit. So we struggled with employee retention during COVID, and after COVID, everybody wanted to work from home, and we can't do that. We have too many events.
Sure.
But I finally have a really strong team together, and so proud of them. We just did a huge golf tournament on Friday at
Nice.
PGA.
Nice.
And I always say we're doing somewhat of God's work, adjacent to God, because we have to do so much with so little.
Yeah.
And we end up burning people out, right?
You do. I mean, you have the ambassadors, right? And a lot of these ambassadors are people I've seen over the years, and the commitment it takes to be an ambassador.
It is.
It's a lot of work, but it's so helpful.
And they're very much showcased and spotlighted within the Chamber, and I think that it helps them. And the reality is if you're an ambassador, you're going to get a little bit more in front of people time. So it's a great way to build your business.
Okay, perfect.
All right, we will be back after Florida State News. You're on Real Estate Sales Talk, right here on WPSL Port St. Lucie and WPSL.com worldwide.
This is Florida News Now.
Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Christine with the MIRET team of Keller Williams Realty.
Looking for a knowledgeable and trustworthy real estate agent? Look no further than the MIRET team.
With 28 years experience and over 3,000 satisfied clients, we are committed to helping you navigate the complex real estate market.
The MIRET team is the perfect partner for all of your home buying and selling needs.
Contact us for a free home market evaluation or visit our website, miretteam.com. That's MIRETTEAM.com.
HR issues? Let WPSL, WSTU, and La Gigante fill your open slots in both English and Spanish. Call us 340-1590 for details.
1034 at WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast, and a little guest today, WSTU 1450 in Stewart. Now let's get back to Christine and Chris.
Yeah, so we were talking to Teresa Aronson, who is the CEO of the St. Lucie County Chamber, going through a lot of good, interesting information. The development and growth along the county is just unbelievable. So, Teresa, tell us a little bit. We were talking before the break about your team and all the good work you do throughout the county, helping small, medium businesses. If somebody isn't familiar with the Chamber of Commerce and the services you provide, can you take us through that a little bit?
Sure, I'd love to. So I feel like people have their own ideas of what a Chamber of Commerce is. If you are in a tourism-driven area like the Keys, your Chamber of Commerce is the first place you stop to get your coupons and your free keychain and maybe book some events. And we have a great healthy tourism market here, but that's not what we rely on.
Sure.
Then they think, oh, it's for breakfast with other people so you can have business. So they think we're all about eggs and biscuits, right? And I try to, and I could do a better job of telling people a little bit more about the meat of the chamber. And I'll tell you all, it's not news, but I feel like it is because I don't say it enough. Really, we are here to help small businesses in every single way. Now, that means we do have the networking. I've got the eggs. I've got the biscuits. If you need those, come on down. We're going to introduce you to a bunch of other people who are also willing to help you find the market for your business.
Yep.
But we also do education. We have SCORE. We have partnerships with a ton of our small business people, even some capital investment lenders, all that kind of great stuff.
Fantastic.
But what the reality is of what I spend the majority of my time doing is making sure that the regulatory process for business is a manageable one. That means if you decide you want to start a business here in St. Lucie County, where do I start? What do I need? Where do I go?
Yep.
I want to talk to you before you've made all those decisions.
Absolutely.
And
to have that foundation and know that it's doable and you to provide those services.
You mean the permitting process?
Well,
that
that
a process?
too. Yes.
process?
Believe me, that is too. You know what we find? We have something on our website called Size Up. It's proprietary. We purchased it, and it provides market research. If you want to open a business, say you want to open a coffee shop, you put in there, I want to open a coffee shop in Port St. Lucie. It tells you where one might be needed. It tells you the demographics.
Fantastic.
It tells you the advertising you might want to do.
Okay.
So that's a service we provide. Not enough people take advantage of.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, they're like, I want to open a coffee shop and this space looks great. You're realtors. It's cheap. It's, and I'm like, you just you just rented yourself a bunch of problems, right? But more importantly, what we do, besides offering Size Up, which we do purchase to provide to our people, our residents, our future residents, I will talk to you about where do I go to even get my business licensed, to get my business tax receipt, to get, registered with SunBiz.
Sure.
I'm going to help you through that. And what people don't realize is when they go down to the city or the other city or the county to get their business tax receipt, what they put on that paper is binding. It matters, and you can't retract it.
Yep.
And so people don't understand the importance of it. They think, I'm going to open a salon. I'm just going to go down there and I'm going to tell them every single service I'm going to provide at the salon. I'm going to suck your fat with this laser thing that I plug into a 110. I'm going to lift your face with another laser thing that I plug into a 110. And so they divulge all this information. And you know what that does? It makes the city now have to regulate that.
Ooh, I was going to say open up a can of worms.
You opened up a
thought.
can of worms. So what is this fancy thing that's going to, get rid of all my fat? Well, it plugs in like a curling iron. But the city doesn't know that, and they have to find out.
Sure.
So you have just lengthened your process by sometimes months. If they don't know what it is, they've got to get the background on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we tell you, if you're not going beyond a 110, just tell them it's a treatment room.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
a treatment
simplify.
room.
Yep.
I got 5 treatment rooms. I'm going to do treatments.
Keep it vague.
Keep it vague. And people don't. They get excited about their business, and
Sure.
they just overshare. And that's the first and most common mistake you can make when you go down there. And it's not the regulatory jurisdiction's fault either, because they have to take into account the life safety of all of our residents.
Of course.
So if they don't know what it is, they got to find out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that totally makes sense, and shows why people should talk to you first before doing it. Save themselves a lot of headaches down the road. That is definitely fantastic information.
So, Teresa, if somebody wanted to get in touch with the chamber, I mean, do people walk in still? Do we just go online? What does that look like?
So the chamber just purchased a new building. We just moved in all of our operations. We've been in it.
I remember when you were moving.
Yes.
It's been a little while because it was last year.
It was. We moved part of the operations last year, and then we finally got everybody at the same place this year. And it's got better visibility, so we are getting walk-ins left and right.
Oh, great.
Unlike on Midway Road.
Is that great?
It is great.
Good.
But it keeps me busy. I have a grant with the city and the county to do small business assistance. And my calendar fills up every week with like 4 to 5 people that have either just dropped in or called because they've seen our building.
Wow.
Okay.
Where is it again?
It's on Rhode Island. It's across from the county administration building off of 25th.
Yep.
It's very pink, and I think that's why it's very visible.
Yeah, it definitely stands out.
Yeah, it does stand out. But we do get a lot of walk-ins, and I'm thankful for it, because we are saving people millions, and we're redirecting them into the right space for them. The other thing is when people come in and they want to rent a space, location, price. If it's really inexpensive, there's usually a reason.
Yes, that typically goes hand in
Yes.
hand.
If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yes,
type of thing.
yes.
Okay.
Like
Yes.
$1 a square foot or something.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a reason for that, and it probably is because it's not up to code, and there's going to be a huge build out, or
Boy.
it's not for what you want to use it for. There's many sectors and businesses that need extra sprinkles, a firewall. If you're going to have kids, you need a special drain. If you're going to do hair, not everybody knows that. They think I found a cute space and I'm going to put a chair in it and we're going to be rocking and rolling by Monday.
Yeah.
That's not the way it goes. Wow, that's why we need to call you.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a huge part of what we do.
Okay.
And we always tell people we have big business, small business, people that need other business are constantly working our networking events.
Sure.
But I always tell big business, some of our huge companies, Cheney Brothers, all those people, join the chamber because you're supporting the people that are supporting you.
Absolutely.
And I know I'm not going to see Warren, from Cheney Brothers at our networking breakfast.
Right.
But he can still support the people that support him.
Absolutely.
And we are very proud to have won, as Al Rivet once said, the Worst Place to Work award for several years in a row.
Oh.
Wow.
Al gave out a worst place to work.
He did that on
award.
the air one time.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh yeah. Just for the heck of it. Oh yeah. Why not?
What a
Okay.
distinction.
But we did win. What was it? We was a
You've
couple
won a
years ago.
BNI award. Yeah,
we won a
absolutely.
BNI award. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about, since we mentioned BNI and people were using acronyms here. And so business and industry, for folks that aren't familiar with BNI. So your BNI event is a big event that's held every January.
Yeah, we changed it after COVID. Everything changed. We did a virtual BNI, which was fun but not as successful. And we finally got back in a room with 400 of our closest friends and did a BNI last year at the Mid-Florida Event Center, and it was a huge success.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was so nice. We were going to be happy to get about 275. We ended up with about 350 people.
Wow.
Because in our golden days, it was always about 400, and I think we're going to get there again this year. We got a great committee.
Exciting.
You do have a good committee, and it's a really fantastic event. I attended it every year. We didn't attend last year. We were out of town, so plan to attend. Or this year we didn't attend. Plan to attend next year, which we're getting through the year so quickly, aren't we? I cannot even believe that it's already mid.
So when is the event this year?
January
25th. 25th, yes.
Okay, cool.
And it's
a
an awards
Friday.
dinner.
It's a dinner. Last year we had a juggler and the best DJ. We had some showgirls. It's a carnival theme.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, and it
Nice.
was
Very festive.
very festive. I think everybody had a great time. It was so nice to be out.
Sure.
And we really kind of leaned into the party. And in the past, we
Yes.
leaned into the business. This time, we leaned into the party.
I think that's a good
And it was
idea.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and it gives people a chance to be recognized for, winning the best. And you have categories and you have How many people qualify per category?
So we have 3 semifinalists usually per category, and then or 3 finalists and then 1 winner. But we have many semifinalists because we want everybody to be recognized. If they took the time to fill out an application, we want them to be recognized somehow. So we include them on the finalists, but then we whittle it down to about 3 to 4 finalists. We include them on the semifinalists, 3 to 4 finalists, then a winner. It gets confusing, even for me. I'm so sorry, but yes.
I could see how.
But, you know, the crowds really have been amazing over the years.
Yeah.
It really has been. It's a great event.
It is.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg. We love it.
Yeah, and you do a great job there too. And
Thanks.
you know, it's a lot of work, I know, to put on events like that. I used to do event marketing as well, so it's a lot, but it's well orchestrated and it is a really good time. So put it on your calendars, everyone. Plan on it for next January. When do you start accepting applications?
We're actually doing that right now. Our
Wow.
committee started meeting. We try to get it early because we always miss somebody, and then people say, oh, I didn't know about it. So we literally started last month with in-person committee meetings, and they're already making phone calls and doing emails to the people that have been nominated. You can self-nominate. The committee can nominate you. It's just, you know, it's an opportunity for every business in St. Lucie County to get a little bit of recognition because you don't have to be a member and you can self-nominate.
I love it.
Excellent. And we're going to blink and we're going to be in January anyway, the way how fast everything's going right now. It's hard to believe we're halfway through the year.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
It is. So one other event that we'll touch on is the Spelling Bee. That's coming up in July, right? July 27th.
Yes, it's a Thursday. We're going to do it at Sailfish Brewery again. So the adult spelling bee, I think we're in our 17th year. I started it when I was at Scripps.
Wow.
Yeah. So I used to at Scripps, part of my charge was NIE, and NIE put on the local
Newspapers and education.
Yep, newspapers and education. That was under
I
me.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big
Yeah.
deal, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was part of my my purview there as well, which meant I had to put on the local Scripps spelling bees for all 3 counties. And I thought, this is so cool. I loved it. And then, of course, they went on to state and then the Washington and all that kind of good stuff. And I thought this would be fun for adults.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I knew right away not one adult would be willing to stand up there and try to spell those words by themselves and look completely foolish.
Sure.
So I decided I better make it a team, sport.
Okay,
so
good.
you can blame whoever's to the left or the right of you.
Sure.
They made me say those letters.
Yes.
That's not what I wanted to pick. But so we get a lot of that. And then we made it a drinking game because you cannot take it seriously because you're just going to do poorly.
Sure.
You think you're a good speller, but you will be proven quite quickly you are not. So it's teams of 3 at a bar. It's, no kids. And I shoved Anthony Westbury
Oh, yeah.
and
Love Anthony.
somebody else. I can't remember his name. He moved to the Keys. He worked at the paper, too. He was the editor back then when you and I were there. Anyway, I shoved him in this, 5-foot table in a hut on the balcony of Wahoo's and was like, judge this spelling bee.
Remember the
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And then I asked Scripps if they were intended to continue it, and they said, no, you can take it with you. Nobody wants to deal with that drama. And so I've been doing it every year since with the chamber.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's super fun.
With autocorrect on our phones, everyone thinks they're great spellers, but the reality is, without that little help, you're stuck on your own, and we're not so good.
No, everybody. I mean, and we actually use Scripps books.
Okay.
The real books that they use for the real spelling bee.
Oh boy, so they're
So
tough
once I
ones.
go past page 12, everybody's like, "Is that a word even?"
Can you use it in a sentence again, please?
So, but it's a
So-
lot of fun, and
so
anybody
that's-
can do that.
Yeah, so it's July 27th, and you can sign up.
Online, stluciechamber.org, and it's
Yep.
stluciechamber.org. A team entry is only $99.
Wow, that's cheap. Nobody wants me on their team. I am the worst speller. but
You know who impressed me? The mayor of Fort Pierce, Linda Hudson, is an
Really?
excellent speller.
Good to
And
know.
won that thing single-handedly, basically.
Wow.
The only year she
Impressive.
participated, and she hasn't done it since. She comes and she helps me.
oh, that's nice.
But yeah, she's very, very smart. People don't realize that.
Wow.
So won it and then retired. That's I gotta say,
That's
good
kind
for
of
her.
what she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to have to defend her title. She's
I
just
don't
going to
blame her.
take it the one time and be done.
That's a great strategy.
You know, what's interesting on the Scripps television side, that Scripps TV took over the spelling bee from ESPN, the national
Yes.
television
Yeah.
spelling bee, put it on Ion, and which is their new cable product, and
Yeah.
it's going. It's it keeps going. the
Yeah.
It
spelling bee.
does.
It
I'm
does.
happy it does, though. It's part
Yeah.
of Americana.
I
Absolutely,
agree. I
it's
agree.
fun, and we should know how to spell, and so which is a good thing. And you get to have some fun and do it for a good cause, which is great. And how many teams do you have in it?
We typically don't like to go past like 15. It
Okay.
gets a little long if you
Sure.
go past 15. So we try to go 15.
Okay.
The real money's in buying mulligans and do-overs and all that kind
Sure.
of stuff.
Mulligans.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's where the money.
That sounds like
Yes.
a golf
So
tournament.
we,
Wait a
we-
minute.
We
Yes.
sucker 15 people in for $99,
Yep.
and then every time they spell a word wrong, we're like, okay, that's another $50 for your mulligan.
So if you
Smart
would like to
business.
be a sucker and get suckered in, then contact the chamber.
You might spend a little money, but you're going to have a great time. I
Yeah.
promise
Good,
that.
good,
And
Yeah.
it's smart to put alcohol with it.
Yeah. Oh, always.
Because people open up their wallets.
They do. We first said you had to come up with beer in hand, with a drink in
Oh.
hand in order to spell.
Oh.
But we don't force you to do that anymore. We do encourage it.
Okay.
So when we're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, we'll continue on, I guess we'll say the education path. We'll talk a little bit about the St. Lucie County Foundation and the good work you do there.
Perfect.
Hello, I'm Chris.
And I'm Christine with the MIRET team of Keller Williams Realty.
Looking for a knowledgeable and trustworthy real estate agent? Look no further than the MIRET team.
With 28 years experience and over 3,000 satisfied clients, we are committed to helping you navigate the complex real estate market.
The MIRET team is the perfect partner for all of your home buying and selling needs.
Contact us for a free home market evaluation or visit our website, miretteam.com. That's MIRETTEAM.com.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
And we are back. The MIRET team with Keller Williams. I'm Christine Stone-Cipher, and I'm here with my partner, Chris MIRET, and Teresa Aronson with the St. Lucie County Chamber. She is Miss St. Lucie County Chamber. She's the CEO and president. We're glad to have her as a guest today. We were talking a little bit earlier about your event, your big business and industry event, awards dinner that is held in January 25th. You're accepting applications now. The business and industry is about recognizing the best businesses within St. Lucie County, and then the spelling bee and / drinking fest.
Yes.
But we encourage drinking, but it's not mandatory. July 27th, that's coming up. You take 15 teams, and it's a good time at the brewery.
Sailfish Brewery, right there
Excellent.
on 2nd Street in Fort Pierce.
Perfect.
It's a
Fantastic.
great venue.
So we want to talk a little bit about the St. Lucie County Foundation, and there's two parts to that, right? The Young Floridian and leadership, which both you and I were in leadership classes. You, I think, went before me.
Yeah, we
and
couldn't remember.
I can't remember.
I remember because I work at the chamber and I do leadership every year.
Yeah.
But every time I find somebody that hasn't gone in the past 5 years, they're like, I don't remember my class number.
You know, I remember the Martin County one because it was Catch 22, so 2022.
Oh.
But this one, I don't remember. So I do remember the ropes course, though.
Oh, yeah. We used to do the ropes course
I
at
was
Lawnwood.
frightened.
Yeah. You had to climb up the telephone pole. And
Yeah.
I did all that, too. The ropes courses are all gone, though.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It's such a bummer. I hate it. The liability got too much for everybody. And it's
yeah.
That's
the
such a
world
shame.
we live in, right?
Such a shame.
Liability is always an issue. So now for orientation, the classes go to urban air and kind of duke it out on the
on the
play a little dodgeball.
Oh,
we
that's
do a little
fantastic.
zip lining.
zip
Yeah.
lining,
Yeah. So yeah, it's different. But Leadership St. Lucie is in its 40th year, class
Wow.
40. I know, crazy. And it is a wonderful program. It's for leaders and future leaders in the county. You have to be nominated. You have to be accepted into the class. It's a year-long class. There is a price tag with it. And honestly, last year we had 62 people apply, and we could only take about 17.
Okay.
We have a class of 30, but our trustees are guaranteed a spot in leadership. They can name somebody like Scripps. And so it was a tough year to get into Leadership St. Lucie, but I'm glad that people really want to get in it that bad.
Absolutely.
Do you still go on a bus?
We still go
A
on a
yellow
bus.
bus?
So it used to be, did you go on a yellow
Yes.
bus? Then you went before me.
Okay.
Because I went in a very nice Acadiana bus.
Oh, well, excuse me.
With cushy chairs and nice air
And a
conditioning.
bathroom?
Yeah, no, well, we weren't allowed to use the bathroom, but there was technically one there. But now, unfortunately, liability, insurance, we ride the sheriff's transport bus, and it is an inmate transport bus. So it is equipped with cages and no windows.
So timeout is literally to be had there.
So
if
do
you
they
act up.
handcuff you to the chairs? Is that what the deal
We
is?
don't handcuff you to the chairs, but we do zip tie the cage doors open, so you don't feel trapped in. But there are no windows, and
No
so
windows.
everybody's like, "Where are we?" I'm just, yeah, it is.
That is hysterical.
But listen, a big shout out to Sheriff Mascara for allowing us to use that bus every single month. We couldn't do the program without him, and his generosity is greatly appreciated.
Yes, definitely.
But yes, the people hate it. I always have a couple that they say they get car sick. They got to sit on the step.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. It's still a great time though.
Yeah.
We do things that you can't do as just a resident. We go behind the scenes in a lot of great places.
Go to the jail.
Yeah, we go to the jail.
Go to FPNL, right?
Yep, we go behind the scenes in a lot of
Yeah.
Tamco, Tropicana,
Yes.
everywhere.
Tropicana, I remember that one.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So, and then the Young Floridian?
Young Floridian, that is one that Greg is near and dear to. He has been a part of Young Floridian since it started in 86 or 87.
Well, actually, the first year we got here, which is 93, I was there.
Oh, okay.
And then missed last year because IRSC was in the state tournament. But
IRSC was in the state tournament, so it was the first time Greg had missed in decades.
Wow.
yeah,
And it
more
was
than 2
very
decades.
sad for me. I couldn't understand
And Bill
it.
May. Bill
Yes.
May was also out of town.
He was in Hawaii, I think. But yeah, it is a scholarship program, and it is a scholarship for a free ride for 2 years at IRSC to get your
Fantastic.
associate's degree. However, Dr. Tim Moore came in and he offered that to any St. Lucie County graduate anyway. So now we give $500 to the student. We write them a check for $500 and send $500 to their school of choice.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
So, but it's got a long history. It's sort of the best of St. Lucie County, and we are actually very honored that it is housed at the Chamber of Commerce because people like Greg know that it's been a part of this community for such a long time, and most people know of it. We have great alum, Anthony Bonna, Ashley Mock, Travis Walker, all previous Young Floridian.
Sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, and we have judged the athletes, and I can say for the last 5 years, we have not had one athlete under a 3.8 GPA.
That is very impressive.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
I think you'd have to add up a
Great
few of my
students.
years to GPAs to get to that 3.8.
Well, and I mentioned to Teresa several times, volunteer hours.
Yeah.
I mean, one of our winners had 400 volunteer hours.
Wow. That's very impressive.
She's a straight A student and an athlete. And it's like, wow.
Wow, how does she juggle it all? Wow, that's dry.
I
right
never
there.
know. I'm always so just gratified by
Yes.
the wealth of experience these kids have and how smart they are. I always felt bad that my poor daughter, whenever I'd go home after doing Young Floridian, I thought, What are you doing today?
Underachiever. Slacker.
Come on. And I say that, but I'm kidding because my daughter is she is a doctor today. We call her Dr. Aronson.
Oh,
I call her
congratulations.
Dr. Boog, but you'll
kind of
know
doctor?
she's a chiropractor. She just
that's
married
so
another
amazing.
chiropractor, but she had struggled with reading when she's my stepdaughter. I got her in 3rd grade. She was not on level. Definitely struggled with math. We got her through school, got her through Florida Gulf Coast, and now she's a doctor.
Look
so
at
That is
her.
fantastic.
a St. Lucie County Public School success story.
Fantastic.
Oh, well, there you go.
Is she here local?
No, her husband and her are in Raleigh. They
Oh,
chose
okay.
Raleigh.
Okay, great city. Love Raleigh.
Research triangle.
It certainly is.
And they're young, so they're in Raleigh.
Okay. Yep. That's fantastic.
Well, Teresa, it's been really great having you on this show today.
Thank
A lot
you.
going on in the county. Like we mentioned earlier, a lot of good work that the St. Lucie County Chamber does for the business community. Such an important part of your business plan is to join the St. Lucie County Chamber and work with these great people and network and do business with local businesses, right?
Yes.
And so we all are in this together and want to help each other prosper and grow. So I appreciate your time. One thing I want to mention before we head out is I have a new listing, and it is Sweetwater Drive. It is located in White City. 2310 Sweetwater Drive is an ocean access on the St. Lucie River. Beautiful colonial meets tropical environment. You have to see this listing. Contact me or Chris.
All right. What's your phone number?
772-971-7111, and Chris's is 772-201-9115. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
Oh, wow.
This is WPSL, Port St. Lucie.